Okay, here we go. Here in the top left of Babylon, it is YoungYakov, and in the bottom right, Harstem. So we have PVZ here. How is PVZ going to change? You know, I wish almost that we were like in a ZVT, because what I really want to see is the new Ultralisk in action with the smaller frame. I doubt that. Well, I mean, you could if it ends up against Sky Toss, you know, the Dark style utilizing Ultralisks to kill off High Templars underneath the carrier fleet. Like, I guess you do see Ultras in that situation. It's hard to imagine them. Like, they're very rarely used in this matchup other than that. And even that's, like, kind of rare. And honestly, with the new patch, it's somewhat targeting Sky Toss to go away. So I doubt that we're able to see that here. You know, Broodlords are faster. That's another interesting thing. Obviously, Ravagers are not going to be quite as good with that longer build time and everything. Hydra's definitely a bit better. So, Atri just going down to the third, since Harstem was going up to block. Obviously, Harstem's going to go ahead and throw down a Nexus very shortly here. And, you know, just the standard. This is what you always see. Just the mining the back of the minerals. Like, I'm being annoying. Well... I'm trying to think of YoungYakov games that I've seen, because, like, the reason why I know a decent amount about him is because I covered it on This Week in StarCraft on the Pylon Show a lot, so I saw his name in brackets very, very often. But honestly, like, he hasn't done anything in big tournaments yet, so I haven't actually seen his play, I don't think. I believe I haven't actually seen his play, so I'm not sure what his style is. Even if I have seen it at all, I don't know the style, so not sure what we're going to end up seeing here. Over on Harstem's side. Twilight. Okay, so maybe a Glaives opener. That's likely what it is. Now, it doesn't have to be. This could end up being like DT drop into Archon drop, that type of thing. That's a very old school style. The thing is, Harstem's been around literally forever, so he definitely has more builds up his sleeve than most players. I doubt it's that, though. Like, I saw that re-emerging just slightly, like, for a half of a second, and then I think no one kept doing it. Like, I saw a few people try it, but it's been out of the meta for a very long time. So I doubt we'll see that, but... okay. Wait, are we going to see it? We don't see an upgrade here yet. Are we going to see a Dark Shrine? Are we going to see a Dark Shrine? Are we going to get an upgrade out of here? I mean, he adds the gates, so... we're going up 3 gate. There's a lot of lings being made, man, by YoungYakov. These 2 adepts going to get out of there. Okay, there's Glaives. There's Glaives. So it's 3 gate Glaives Robo, which this is like a pressure / harass build. With the amount of lings that YoungYakov made, there's like no real way for this to deal damage to Harstem, I would say. Well, unless they actually get a surround just like that. Oh my god, is he going to kill both of them? He is. He is. Oh my god. Protoss really needs a door. This is messed up. Down goes the Stalker. And, well, with the additional wall plus 3 adepts warping in, he should be fine. And I think there's enough information here that YoungYakov basically knows what's going on. You have to assume it's going to be adept. Why would you have 3 gates right at this second? Obviously, there's no Stargate. You know, robo openers are not common. It's like, what else are you going to see? Now, we have the support bay coming up, right? My guess is this should turn into Disruptor. It could be one of those games where you see like a single Colossus and then a bunch of Disruptors as well, right? There's like a few different ways that we've seen people follow up these Adept builds where they have an interesting robo-based push that goes with all the Adepts that stayed alive. He's actually getting the Observer first, so that is... well, obviously you can do some scouting with it, but also maybe clear the creep a little bit. right? Because that's like one of the main things is you do not want to step on creep, especially when you're going Disruptor, because it makes hitting Disruptor shots a lot harder because the Zerg units are more responsive, right? They just move around more quickly. Now some roaches being made, and this is why the Disruptor is such a nice follow-up. And with a third Nexus and the continued probe production, when Harstem's already at 43 workers, shows us that he is actually going for a macro game, which I'm not surprised because Harstem is a macro player. But like I was mentioning, right, there are follow-up timing attacks that you can do. But you would not be... You might make the Nexus as a placeholder Nexus to kind of trick your opponent, but you definitely would not continue to make probes. So for sure, Harstem is going for that macro follow-up. And of course, you know, the thought process here is the Adepts force roaches. So many of Protoss builds are about forcing roaches. It's like the same thing with Archon drops in the old days. But nowadays, it's like, okay, you force roaches with these, and then you go for Disruptor, and you counter the roaches really hard. Excuse me, with the Disruptor. And, you know, that's like... roaches just don't scale that well. So you're getting a lot of value out of that. We have Prism Speed on the way. We have Blink on the way. You know, the first Forge coming up as well. +1 melee. Oh, I like it. I like that. +1 melee. All right. So the thing is, okay, Lings are better against Disruptors than Colossus by far, right? That makes sense. Everyone can agree with that. So like to go a more Ling-centric attack, obviously the Baneling Nest coming up here as well. Like, Colossus armies, like Colossus Blinkstalker can be countered by Banelings. Like, you blink away one time, but then they hit you. And you're more stacked with a Colossus build than any other build, because you have to keep everything tight to try to, like, force field things out. The Colossus walks on top of your army and all those things, so... I like this +1 melee. And also, of course, don't forget, as soon as you get to +2, Banelings just ravage probes, one-shotting them. So, like... I like it. I like Zergling-based strategies so much more than Roach-based strategies. It's not even close. Nice. Nice pick off on the Queen. This is so low health. He's got to be very careful with it. If you lose this Prism with 2 Disruptors, dude, you're not going to hold on when they attack you. It's not going to happen. Okay, so I'm now wondering if we are going to see... Who was it that was doing this a lot in GSL? There's like these attacks that a few of the Zergs in GSL do where it's like... You just... Was it Solar I was seeing do this? It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. I'm a little bit rusty. I haven't been casting StarCraft for a few months. But anyways, it's... there's like this thing that you can do where you go like Roach, Ravager, Baneling, and you just smash into the third base before Protoss is ready. And if you can kill that third base off, it's like really good. It looks like Harstem is already out on the map looking for some fights, so I guess we're not going to see that. But, like, for instance here, we see no sentries, right? So you're not going to be able to force field off any of this. So this Ling surround is fantastic. And so now he gets all the Adepts almost for free. The Stalkers have to blink out, and he turns around. This is really well done by YoungYakov. Oh, God, what do we have here? Oh, dude, he snuck Banelings in and killed 16 probes. That's crazy. That was such good timing that even the greatest observer of StarCraft 2 in the history of the world, better than Funka, right? Better than ever, just the greatest. You know, to do that and get it past me, it's amazing. Anyways, that was a very, very smart move, and I think YoungYakov is playing a very nice game right now. Like, the engagement that we saw over here, at the time when he ran away, it made a lot of sense. Oh, careful, careful. Big army coming up. Good wall from Harstem. Adding in some anti-Baneling measures now. I really like Archons versus Banelings, more than Storm even. Okay, that was a quality force field as well. Okay, I like it. Only 1 Disruptor ball thrown out. Very good. Buys him a lot more time that way. YoungYakov. Macroing well right now. He's on 68 drones. So it's not like a super powered economy that you sometimes see from Zerg. It's more of a fighting Zerg that we have right now. The problem here for YoungYakov, like, look at these supplies, right? Yeah, okay, he's maxed. And his army is actually, it has good power for its max because there's a lot of Ling Baneling in there, and they're pretty ridiculous for supply. But Protoss, as Harstem approaches max, his army is going to take better and better and better and better fights against this. So, like, YoungYakov's time period, that's why I was talking before about the Korean player who would oftentimes do these attacks and just, oh man, Banelings into rocks, but would smash into the third base, because it's like, this won't necessarily scale that well. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, trying to come around a different angle here. A lot hitting those Archons. Great micro. Pulling back for Harstem here. He pulls the Disruptors to the side as well. A good spread. Look at that, spreading out once again. This is a good hold from Harstem. He is definitely going to hold that. Very high quality defense. I just got my first nerd chills of the day right there. That was a solid defense, a very good split. He wasn't over-microing it, which I think is really important. If you over-micro there, you're not going to get the damage output that you need. Blocks those as well. Well, mostly. I mean, they still blow up a lot. Damn. All right, another little attack coming up from YoungYakov. Now, YoungYakov is going for Hive and Hydralisk Den, right? So maybe we're going to see a transition to Lurker. Maybe. I mean, it could be something else. I don't know that you want to go into, like, Hydra Bane. Maybe with Vipers or something like that. It's, like, more likely to be Lurker. But, yeah, he's getting some things done with this army, which is nice. Because, again, the army doesn't scale that well. But when you get into these smaller groups, it can be useful still. Yeah, 2 Lurker Dens on the way. So that does make a lot more sense. Going to get both those upgrades right away. A lot of Lings on the way as well. He's got very good saturation. Just jumping around to his bases. Harstem on 4 base, though. 4 base is where, like, Protoss can just continually have, like, their best army. Not too eventful. Just, I mean, he's trying to tax the multitasking a little bit of our Zerg player. The Stalkers, these Stalkers were standing in front, by the way, like, not necessarily to intercept an attack like that, although that works, but just to try to zone out and give him time to try to save the Nexus, because the Nexus did go solo, and you see, obviously, that did not end up working. This was a big enough army. YoungYakov retreating very heavily, because, of course, this can't do anything against the main Protoss army. This is a funny-looking army, by the way. Like, seriously. 5 Archons, a bunch of Stalkers, 2 Immortals, 1 Disruptor, 2 Colossi. That is a funny-looking army. But you know what? If your opponent is going for stuff like this, like, I agree with what I'm seeing here, that it's very heavy Archon and less Storm. Like, I remember Showtime actually convinced me of that a long time ago. Like, years and years and years ago, he was playing at BlizzCon pre-week in Korea at the GSL studio. I was talking to him about, you know, Storm versus Archons versus Banelings, and he was just, it was about how, like, Banelings with speed on creep run through a Storm, and how that's, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, the Archons tank so well, and, like, double storming the Banelings, like, by the time that you hit them with enough damage from 2 Storms, they're blowing up next to your army and dealing damage anyways. And ever since that moment, I'm like, you know what? I'm a fan if they're going heavy in in the Banelings. Definitely go for, like, heavy Archon. Unless it's Hydraling Bane, then you do need Storm, of course. Because Hydra's counter the Archons so hard. Anyways, I mean, everything in StarCraft has exceptions. All right, clearing a lot of creep now. This is a huge Stalker army. He does have +3 attack on it, which is really nice. But 2/2 on the attack and +1 carapace for Zerg. He's getting, like, every upgrade in the world now. The Vipers being added is fantastic. When you see Vipers, obviously you need to get your High Templars out for feedback. Oh, dude. See, I don't miss anything in these games. 27 workers go down. Holy crap. So 49 to 81. Harstem looking to get something done now. He can refill, but if he's going to stay in this game, he either needs a lot of damage right now or he needs a 5th base. Like, he really does need to think about a 5th base. What are these doing? Is he going to make a Nidus? Like, what's going on? All right, Lurker's burrowing up. A little bit hard to attack in. More High Templars being added to the army, so that's good. This is becoming like a pretty deadly death ball. All right, there's the Nidus, right? That's what I was thinking about these guys. Like, all right, what are we... Where are we going with this? It does look like YoungYakov wants to get a Nidus going. Excellent game. Excellent game here. All right, blink forward. Ooh, the blinding clouds. Oh, my God. Great yoink there on the Disruptor as well. Definitely taking some serious damage. Nidus is almost done, so there is a possibility we have a little counterattack into the main base of Harstem, which is going to be very painful. If he starts losing some of his production in there, some of his tech. Dude, the Lurker's dealing some serious damage in here. All right, YoungYakov comes forward. This army is still really strong, but it's split a little bit now. He is hitting this base quite a bit, and the rest of his army actually getting on top of all that's left, which is Lurker plus Ravager. Which obviously those units need support units. So Harstem, like, really snaps his neck right there. But hold on. Now we actually do have... Well, we have a Ling counterattack. It doesn't look like that was done through a Nidus. Another base going to end up falling. Well, I guess this one didn't technically fall, but the drones are gone from it. Harstem rotating back towards that natural. Okay, let's take a look. We got 58 workers against 25 from Harstem. Harstem not maining from main or natural. 25 is not a good count. 15, 8. All right, some yoinks come out, but actually really well defended there. Didn't have a bunch of these Lurkers burrowed. I guess his saving grace here is that Lurkers counter Stalkers really well, and just everything kind of counters Archons. All of these units do to some degree. So he's like trying to wiggle his way out here. Ooh! Ah! The Hydras came up and kind of blocked everything. Saves a little bit. Harstem just trying to grind him down right now. His actual damage that can hit like the Hydras and stuff is like basically Colossus, a few Stalkers. Like, see, the Archons are only taking damage. Their range is just too small here. You can't really engage very much. But this is fantastic. Harstem taking down another hatchery, another potential base for YoungYakov. Harstem's probe count still just sitting on 25, so he's like pretty heavily all in right now. He's going to be running out of minerals here even, so kind of a big deal. Ooh, he's trying for a Disruptor flank. Obviously, Disruptor flanks can be absolutely insane. If you don't see it coming, it gets that juicy hit. That is what he's looking for. He's got to be so careful about that, though. Yeah, see, the Viper's coming for it now. You got to make sure you have that Viper. Because seriously, a pick off like that, the Disruptor has actually been doing the most damage out of everything he has for a while now. Ooh, some Zealots getting into this bottom left base. Really, really important. A little group of units comes down, and oh, great yoink right there. Takes down that Colossi. Oof. This defense has been very good from YoungYakov. Like, he's keeping Harstem back. If he mispositioned, like, Harstem would run in and deal a lot of damage. So the fact that he's being very careful about that is nice. And yeah, at this point, yoink anything, honestly. Like, the Archons are not... Oh! 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 Oh, my God. Oh, guys, I gotta go. Oh. Oh, he finally gets it. Not with a yoink, but does shoot that down. So no more Disruptor. Second Robo, as well as the support bay coming up for Harstem, right? So he lost a lot of his tech to that Zergling counter. If that Zergling counter hadn't happened, Yakov would have lost this game. As is, like, Harstem is going to rely heavily upon those Disruptors, I think, right? Like, this whole army is not good against Disruptors except for the Vipers. Viper's obviously good against everything in the game, even High Templars, even Phoenixes, okay? Like, they're good against everything, but I don't know that Harstem has the economy to really do this right now. Like, Okay, well, he's got up to 38 probes, but he's not really mining that much. And look at this. The counterattack comes up. Oh, no. The robos are going to fall. Dude, when you lose the robos, it's no more disruptors. Now, it is a little bit of a base trade, but this... Where is the Nidus? Oh, it's here. Okay. I was going to say, maybe he could Nidus back into the main to make sure he doesn't lose all his buildings or something, but honestly, like, there's so little left going on. Oh, he has a cannon here, so that's very good to stop this lurker, but, like, Harstem is killing a lot. It's just, I think the army quality is there for Yakov, and it's not for Harstem. Harstem's army quality, you just look at it, you're like, yeah, that's good, but then you look at this, like, oh, this counters that, 100%. Oh, man. Kills a lot as that recall comes in. Hydra's just left behind to kill a Nexus. Harstem with very little left. Just running Zealots around. This is trying to buy him time. Now, hold on, though. Only 8 workers left after that little counterattack. This is an insane game. This is a fantastic game that we're looking at. My God. So Harstem's 22 probe economy at 21 minutes into the game. Really, really good. 1 probe per minute so far. Yakov coming in. I think Yakov's army can still win this game. Like, it's a lot better. Those were very good feedbacks, though. GG. And Yakov does end up taking that down. All right. That was an excellent game. That was a lot of fun. You guys really got me thinking about getting someone to observe this for me, because this would be so much... Like, this is fun. I'm having a good time, but it would be so much more fun if I was in sync with you guys. You know? Like the boy band? Yeah. No, that would be fun. I'm formulating plans right now. Finals. Only finals for best 5. Okay, I understand. ESL link still bugged. I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's the link they gave me. Here's the bracket link. Meh. Okay. So, we're on Ancient Cistern. And Harstem going down for the scout. There's already a hatch. Gateway. Obviously, the Nexus coming down. It's that early part of a PvZ where everything looks the same. A little bit of mineral shenanigans going on, trying to block some mining there. That's pretty annoying. I would be annoyed by that. When people used to do that to me when I played a lot of StarCraft 2, I would actually send a worker after it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. See? Just like that. YoungYakov, he knows. He knows the pain. Oh, whoa. What the hell was that? I don't want to learn any of the keyboard commands. I want to maintain my status as the world's worst observer. All right. Soon, we will get to see what tech Harstem wants to do. You know, that's always... It's always one side in a matchup, I would say, where you're, like, really interested in what the tech will be. For Zerg, it's just like... I mean, he's going to make a third hatch, guys. LOL. You know, there's nothing too much there. Maybe an evolution chamber will come up and give you an upgrade you don't expect or something, right? But it's kind of standard. But on this side, you know, you have a few different things that you can do. Stargate is going to come up. I assume that this is going to end up being... Well, there's a lot of different ways to play it, right? For a long time, we had Void Rays being very good, very strong. Obviously, they have been nerfed a bit. They were still used reasonably much after that. I don't think we'll see a Void. I think what we're going to see here is an Adept. I mean, not an Adept. Oh my god, an Oracle. Yeah, there it is. And of course, he's already rallied it down so that he can see the Overlord as it goes to its hiding spot here. I don't know why that would obscure it. This is a slanted roof. I can see stuff at the top of a slanted roof. It should have to go to this side to be obscured. If we're going to be real about this game, if we really want StarCraft 2 to make it as an esport, I think the realism needs to come up a notch. Okay, quite a few Lings coming out right now. So YoungYakov, actually, we should have paid more attention to his build. Well, I mean, you always get speed pretty early. But anyways, he has a good amount of Lings out here. And he might just go for like a, maybe a, oh, you little shit. Did you see that? He literally just killed Artosis. That's messed up. I'm going to let him know that I've judged his MMR to be like Masters 3 after this. Okay, anyways. The Oracle does push everything away. And it's going to play defense for a little bit. A third Oracle is on the way. Oh, that's cool. I like 3 Oracle. I like 3 Oracle. The amount of damage it puts out is really cool. And right now, YoungYakov, what he's trying to do here is get the Oracles to turn on and then run away. And look how Harstem just won't do it. There's so much baiting going back and forth here. Because you want to really run away right away when they turn on and everything, so he flies it over them like he's going to, and then he doesn't, and, you know. I really like... This is one of my favorite things that happens in StarCraft, where you're both looking for each other to make a mistake, and you don't. So the Lings don't honestly get that much done here. The Oracles go across the map looking for some harassment. Spore is finishing just as they get there, so really well done. But Triple Oracle powers that Queen down almost immediately. Oh, sick! Dude, catches 4 drones right there. Jumps in for 2 more. Fantastic Oracle harassment for how late he went across the map. That has to hurt as YoungYakov. That can't be a happy moment for you. Once again, he is getting the melee attack. I love it. I love to see it. +1 coming up for Harstem, as well as Blink. Not really getting too much done right there. The Adepts coming in. Let's see if they get anything, though. Yeah, it looks like they're going to. There's really nothing here right now. He's making 8 Lings. Kills a Queen. He's actually powering down Queens quite a bit. Lings do pop out. You know what? This was a lot less drones than I actually thought. When he finished a Shade here and there was only the single Queen with some Lings being made, I thought he was going to get more than 3 drones. So cheers to YoungYakov for, like, getting that damage down a little bit. Obviously, he lost a bunch of his Queens, and he's got to remake those ASAP. But that was pretty solid defense considering it felt like he was pretty out of position for that. All right, some Lings going up across the map, seeing if they can get some counterplay, but I don't think that they can. Trying pretty hard to get that Stalker. Just not enough. Not enough. If they had all been there at the beginning, he could have gotten it, but instead he just loses some Lings and does a little bit of hull damage. All right, so 4th base is up. As far as tech goes, we're just getting Roach speed right now, making a Ravager. Don't forget, Ravagers do take a bit longer now as well. So a little nerf on that type of tech. This is a funny attack. Oh my god, look at that. Okay, he loses one, but you know what? Getting 4 drones there, losing a bit of mining time, getting a little bit of scout. I like the activity that we see on the map from Harstem. Stuff like this makes me feel good to see. You don't always see this deep into the game, the Protoss being that active, right? I mean, some players will, but the fact that he's doing like a heavy macro game here, and this is, like, what he's making is not harass focused. But he knew that he, with the 3 Oracles, that he could walk out that far with the Stalkers and, like, pretend to attack and everything, and he did a fantastic job with that while continuing to really build into a heavy macro game. Like, look at the worker count. 81 against 78? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's amazing for Harstem. Now, he just needs to make sure that he's holding everything that comes up for a minute here while he kind of finishes up some of these upgrades. He's getting a lot of, oh no. Oh my god. Well, that was a good warp in. Wait, Protoss do have a door. That's crazy. All right, the Lings not finding too much. This little group of Roach Ravager getting smashed there as they try to walk up. Harstem's got, like, a very good set of units right now. He's very mobile with his army. This looks like a modified hero build, right? It does. He only made the 3 oracles, but I think that's fine. But you know that style that Hero started at the beginning of last year, where it was like very heavy gateway. You know, the patch actually goes towards that anyways, because Protoss upgrades are a bit quicker now out of the Forge. But yeah, it's like this very mobile army. He's making giant gateway walls. He's got 4 bases really quickly. I mean, if he wants to continue in that style, he probably wants to make some more bases pretty quickly as well. And we'll see if he adds in Disruptors, which is a more recent add that Hero added in there. But Harstem right now trying to push and trying to get some damage done. Well, you got to pick off some of these Archons. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Really good. Really good. Very good punish there from Yakov. I'm very glad that he chased up and got the 2 Archons. Sometimes you'll see Zerg pull back because Protoss is pulling back, and they don't actually really want to fight there, but that was super well done. And this was a very smart, big brain move from Harstem. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get the hive, but like a good idea, a good try. And that also helped cover his escape as well. And there it is. He is going to go into Disruptor. Because like the way that you play against this kind of gateway heavy style, we saw a Hero kind of evolve over the year in GSL last year, where he did want to get some Disruptors in there as well. You know, your opponent's getting this big mass of Roach Ravager, which kind of does really well against like the heavy Zealot and things like that. But then you throw the Disruptors in there and it really becomes a pain. Now Harstem coming in for another attack. As the Lings come up, he pulls those Zealots back. The Archon's coming to attack as well. GG. That was really well played from Harstem. My God. What a nice game from Harstem. So tied up 1-1. Here we go. Oh! What? Water. Can you build ships on this map? You know, the center kind of, when I looked at it on the mini-map, like the little map preview, it reminded me of, like, the Warcraft 3 Lost Temple map, where the center has, like, all those fucking minions or whatever in the center. But look at this. You got this gold base with this low ground behind it. Wait, what? What am I even looking at here? What? What, you just build, like, do long-distance mining? What is going on here? Whatever it is, I'm really excited and happy because, like, I feel like that is something we need more interesting, different things in StarCraft 2, right? For maps, specifically, because like a lot of people complain that, you know, maps are a little bit cookie cutter. Certainly, that's partially the case, but I feel like every year we do get some maps that are neat, have got some cool ideas in them. This is wild to me, though. Okay, let's look at the rest of the map as well, since this is my first time seeing altitude. Let's get the main. You go down into a ramp. Natural looks very normal. Go down into this area. Okay, third. That's just a dark spot because of this raised terrain, I guess. Raised base over here. Oh, this is a cool 4-base setup. Okay, like nothing too wild there. Possible 5th over here, I guess. A little bit more wide open to everything. Looks like outside my house right now. It's a snow day. My kids are all home. It's snowing like crazy up here in PEI. The crazy thing is really the center, which is just wild, and you know, these watchtowers on top of the gold bases, which I don't quite understand. But it looks like this is destructible, right? These things. Maybe if you kill those, it kills this. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Very excited. I hope that this turns into a big macro game again. I really did enjoy that last game that we had. This is just a good series so far. Very good series. Okay. Time to look at the actual strategies rather than the map, even though the map is kind of delighting me right now. You gotta have some delight every day, guys. Believe me, if I didn't have that and I only had the rage of StarCraft playing, oh man, it would be bad. But here we have the Oracle once again. Harstem may be choosing to just go with that same strategy as the previous game. I think it's a very solid strat. I think it can basically be used on every map. And it certainly looked like YoungYakov was not fully prepared for playing against it. It felt like he didn't play super well against it. So maybe Harstem's like, okay, he's a little bit weak to this. I'm good at it. Let's go again. Definitely, I would say that that's a good idea to play it that way.
Fear Dragon 64 cheered. X300, the XL Naga towers can be killed if you destroyed the cooling towers next to them. If you make a building next to the XL Naga tower though and destroyed the cooling tower, the building will take the damage instead and the XL Naga tower remains unkillable.
Oh, that's crazy. That the building part is crazy, but I am very happy that I guessed this correctly before you sent that dono, but thank you very much, Fear Dragon, for letting me know about that and confirming. Do appreciate it. Okay, so third base up, spores coming. We have the third nexus, and where's the oracles? Here they are. Let's check them out. No kills yet. Just a little bit of shield damage. Know that follow key. And everything looks the same for Harstem at home. Going up to his 4 gas, getting the Twilight, getting the Forge. Third Oracle is coming across as well. Alright, let's see what these guys can do. Ooh, very solid kill. That was the high energy clean, of course. He has to target that. Oh, a little bit too much of a dive there for sure. Don't know why he did that dive exactly. If you see the spore, you know you're not going to actually go for it because you have to lose an Oracle to kill it. Oh, Nidus. Okay, YoungYakov just going to go all in. So we're definitely not going to see that macro game here. And, well, it's going to be Ling Bane, I guess. Some queens as well. That's a lot of queens. Can he hold on against this? It doesn't... I think there's a decent chance this can kill him. Okay, look at this, though. Look at this. Oh, dude, that's huge that he just went up and scouted that. That's huge. Because now he's kind of got that in his mind that there can be a Nidus coming up. And if he jumps on the Nidus immediately... Oh, that was smart. He ran a Ling up here to see and put the Nidus down there. Oh, it looks like he will kill it in time. Big deal here. And he does not turn on one of them. Beautiful. So right now, it's all about holding on against incoming Nidus. Because YoungYakov's build is not going to do well afterwards. Look, he's on 48 drones against 58 probes. Okay, he chooses a further back Nidus as a Senki. He's not going to take any more risks with it. He just wants to make sure he gets up. Queens come out first. And then you're going to get those Lings rolling. I think he can take the third base out. I would be super surprised if he can't kill the third base with the queens already out and just pure Ling Bane coming in. But I would be super surprised if he can do more than that. So as long as Harstem does not waste everything he has trying to keep this alive. Well, I mean, if he keeps it alive, the game ends. But I feel like as long as you... Like, if he had evacuated his probes and his stalkers, I think he might have been pretty much won as well, right? And that would be safer. All right, behind this, Yakov is droning. He is making a little bit more as far as units go, and of course he can pull queens back, but he ends up not killing this base. He's killed, like, basically all the probes, and the stalkers are very damaged, and all... Well, no, one Oracle did actually stay alive. He pulled that back. So actually, Harstem held that a lot better than I thought he would. I did think that that was going to get taken down. I thought there was going to be a little bit more in the Banelings, a little bit more aggression towards the Nexus, but... A good hold from Harstem. Now, taking a look at where the game's at, he did lose a decent amount of probes, so worker count is a little bit closer. Yakov taking a 4th. I love the tumor just sitting there. Infested Nexus. Imagine a probe that makes Zerg buildings. How OP that would be. Holy crap. Single Void Ray. I actually didn't catch him make this. I wonder when and why he made this. Was this some sort of counterplay once he saw what was coming? Like, I guess just to clean up the overlords on the side. It can power down, unlike a Phoenix, it can help power down the Niduses and things like that. And then he does a little bit of scouting with it, because why not? Okay, we have +1 melee, roach speed, baneling speed all coming for Yakov. We have that 4th base coming up for Harstem, the full gateway wall, as we like to see. Ooh, the banelings trying to wiggle in here. Very nice blink, very nice. Not that much of an investment. With possible huge returns. But you do that too many times, especially after you failed an attack.
Say GG.
I think those are coming in a bit late, my man. How's the recovery look, though? Now that you bring that up, not very good in my opinion. Like, YoungYakov doesn't really have anything going on, right? You're running around these lings. One of the things about Zerglings is you don't want them to just sit here. Like, obviously there's times and places for everything, but you want your lings to kind of be active because they're so cheap and they're so fast. So, yeah, I feel like this is not a great position. He's just kind of chilling with his units. He's trying to get some more bases. This could kill him. Harstem has very good supply. He's got +2 attack on these Archons, which is just absurd. Storm is on the way, +3 attack as well. Lots of lings and roaches coming up. Loses this hatchery. Oh, this is a good idea. That's a good idea as some counterplay, right? And Harstem just now sees it. Warps in a single zealot. That's not going to do it. Let's see what he pops out. Just lings thus far. So he's lost a base, but there's like potential here for real damage. Okay, not anymore, really. Oh, that's kind of a funny rally, isn't it? Well, doesn't do as much damage as I think he was looking for. Does follow this army a bit. Oracle gets turned on. It's really into Roach Ravager. Gets blown up. And, well, the Banelings... Dude, Banelings are a good unit, man. Kills a lot of probes, but, like, is this position good? Harstem 63 workers, so 167. Okay. Looking tech-wise and everything, +3 attack is coming in. Excellent for Harstem. Look at that, 8 High Templars being warped in. My God. If YoungYakov can use these Niduses a little bit better, maybe. Maybe that's where he ends up taking it. All right, throwing those biles down. This army definitely beats that. So Yakov has to pull back. We don't see anything else here to help. If he had a bunch of Banelings or something, maybe. More Roaches are coming in. But he doesn't have the critical mass to really do anything here. I think Harstem's just going to take it now. Yeah, you see the drones pulled. That's always the last resort. Very rarely do they pull the drones and then end up winning the game. Yeah, you're going to flank 8 Archons that have +2 attack with drones. The drones don't even have +1 carapace. Oh, man. So, yeah, looks like that's going to be GG. Well played series. That was a very nice series. Had a lot of fun with that one.